And this year, talking to a guy who never went to church growing up after he was grown. Huge, giant church. I don't know, auditorium, 8,000, 9,000. I mean, it was huge. Had a 3 or 4 buildings. They had a building that looked just like a brand new movie theater. And that was just for the youth. This was their own church building. But anyway, he was a guy who had a decent job with the airline company. He was a good guy, kind of like name, you know, good guy. But he wasn't saved. He did not have a relationship with Christ. But he said one day he just decided, you know what, we need to get him and his wife, we need to get back in church. You see how simple that sounds? We need to get back in church. Some of you have heard that word. Somebody has told you, we need to get back in church. Simple word. But because of who it came from, just came from Mama, I'm not going to listen to her. And he went to church and he said the pastor, when he came, preached about that you need a real relationship with Jesus Christ. And he said he gave his life to Christ. They joined that church and he just decided, dedicated himself to attending regularly and volunteering and doing whatever the church needed. He said, I just volunteered, worked, served there. And next thing you know, I was a deacon there. And next thing you know, I was an elder there. And I was just working, and then same thing as that was happening, God was blessing him on his job. He worked for his airlines, and he worked with the airlines and Baylor University, all their sports teams, especially the Baylor football team. Helped the team. The team is traveling by air, get to the place and get all the players organized and all the equipment organized and all the coaches and everything it takes to move a football team from Waco to wherever they were going. And he's being blessed on the job and he's serving at his church. The church grows from about 300 people to where it is now. Next thing he said, I know the executive pastor, for the bigger churches, when they have all the executive pastors, the person in charge of all the business side of the whole church. Making sure the bills get paid, make sure the new buildings get built, make sure everything. Okay, so the senior pastor can worry about preaching and teaching. The other guy takes care of everything. He said that the guy retired and said, the only person I would recommend was Sherry's cousin. And because they respected him so much, the guy who was retiring, they offered her cousin a job at the church. And they offered him money. He didn't tell us what they were paying him, but it's enough to make him leave a good airline job. All right. So he leaves the airline job, and he says it's a dream job. I mean, compared to all the cutthroatness of working with the airline, compared to working with the churches, he said it's a dream job. He said, but then the airlines comes back to him and said, you can't quit. Baylor University said, you do such a good job, they only want to work with you. So we tell you what, you form your own company, and we'll contract out with you, because we got to keep the Baylor account. So now he's working at his dream job. It's a job that he never dreamed about, because God can give you more than what you ask for. And now he has an old job where he doesn't have to work as hard anymore, but the money's still coming in. And he's going, of course, everywhere Baylor goes, he goes, and he's in all the suites and everything. I mean, he's just living life at large. He got a job he did not apply for, got a company he did not ask for. How did it start? It started with, I think we need to go back to church. All right. And God will give you a simple word. Start coming to church.